Now, the Iranian President Hassan Rouhani is on his way to the UN General Assembly in New York, where he says he'll reveal full details of his Gulf security proposal. Tensions are simmering after a series of attacks, most recently a drone and missile strike on Saudi oil facilities. Saudi Arabia and the US say Iran is to blame, and US reinforcements are being sent to Saudi Arabia. Iran denies being involved and has denounced the presence of more foreign troops in the region.
Regarding the issues in the region, they are exaggerating what has happened to Aramco. What is the reason for that? The reason is that Americans want to keep control of the whole region. Now they say they want to bring Patriot defense systems into the region. It's clear they want to keep control of Saudi Arabia's oil that comes from the eastern part. This conflict is not about us. It is about the American competition with Chinese and others. They are taking advantage of this opportunity.
Yemen's Houthi fighters say a Saudi-led coalition airstrikes killed 5 members of one family. Houthi-owned Al Jazeera TV say that a mosque in the province of Amran was hit. 2 children from the same family are missing. Now, Saudi Arabia may take several months to get their damaged oil facilities back online. That's according to a report by the Wall Street Journal. It contradicts promises by Saudi oil executives of a speedy recovery, taking no more than 10 weeks. Aramco's CEO has sought to reassure the markets in a letter published on Saudi National Day, saying the company is stronger than ever. The kingdom's largest oil processing plants have been crippled by Houthi rebel strikes. Well, Al Jazeera's Osama bin Javaid is here with me. And Osama, you know very well the intricacies of and the strategic importance, of course, of Aramco to the whole country, actually. But we're getting competing narratives, aren't we? On the one hand, the Saudis are trying to say that by the end of the month, production will be back up to full scale. But it seems that there is another narrative coming out as well.
Absolutely, Martin. It's quite contradictory to what the Saudi PR machine has been telling and assuring the market that they're going to be back in production, nothing's going to change, and they'll be back stronger than ever. But according to market analysts who we've been speaking to and various other news outlets have been speaking to, and contractors that the Wall Street Journal has been speaking to, they say these claims might not entirely be true. So there is a major difference of bringing back production online and bringing back their processing. This is a plant in Abqaiq which used to go through 7 million barrels a day.
The largest in the world.
The largest in the world facility of its kind. And that has been crippled by these strikes. So what this means is that the Saudi Arabia oil production might be able to go through closer to what they are now. They're trying to achieve 10 million barrels by the end of September, and 12 million barrels hopefully by the end of November. And this is something that they may be able to achieve, which is production. Processing, on the other hand, is completely different. You're seeing knock-on effects on Saudi contracts in India, in China, and over the weekend in Japan as well, where the grade of crude which was supposed to be delivered is not being delivered.
Because the CEO of Aramco, in the article that's been published today on Saudi National Day, speaks of not a single shipment to our international customers having been missed or cancelled as a result of the attacks. Which is entirely true.
It hasn't been missed or cancelled. They have been delayed, and the grade of oil has been changed. So what happened, if you see in these pictures that you on your screen, the facilities that you're seeing that have been, the stabilization tower, for instance, we were a few weeks ago, we were in Iraq looking at how a stabilization tower is taking a few years to establish. The plant takes a lot of time to establish. Now, these contractors, according to various reports, are having to scamper for parts. They're having to make parts on order to fit to the damage that has been caused to these facilities. And it is not going to be easy or simple, and it is going to have a knock-on effect on Saudi output, the Saudi contracts to various people where they were delivering these contracts to, as well as the IPO that was planned.
One can understand, though, the reason why the Saudi authorities really want to talk up their ability to recover from these attacks, largely because they want to satisfy the market confidence of today and tomorrow, but also for the the prospective IPO of part of Aramco, which of course is based upon confidence in their ability to keep producing?
Well, absolutely, because this is being labeled as the world's largest IPO. The $2 trillion is an amount that nobody has ever seen before for a company, which is larger than the three biggest companies combined. So in order for them to achieve a part of that, they will have to not just reassure the markets internationally, but they'll have to reassure the people locally as well. So what we're hearing from Aramco and market sources is that Saudi Aramco's IPO is going to go ahead probably later this year or early next year in a local market where only local Saudi investors will be putting their money into it and they won't be going international with it. In order for them to be able to achieve that, they need to tell people that they're back in business, nothing has changed, which might not entirely be true.
Osama bin Javed, thank you for that.